Hello, I'm Lena Taro. In this video, I'll be showing you an activity that I do with my students related to Major League Baseball salaries and the central limit theorem. Sampling distributions are at the heart of statistical inference, which includes both confidence intervals and hypothesis testing. Although it's easy to tell students about the properties of sampling distributions, it's better when students experience this for themselves. In this activity, students download Major League Baseball salary data from 2016 and use an online tool called StatKey to create sampling distributions for sample means based on various sample sizes. Because the original population of salaries is severely skewed to the right, students see the central limit theorem in action for sample sizes of 30 or more. So the website you need to go to for this activity is the StatKey website, and the address is www.lock5stat.com/statkey, and they will want to come down here to sampling distributions for a mean, and then they will upload their file. So going right here where it says upload file, they will find their file and upload it. Might take me a second to find my file because I have so many downloaded files. Here we go. It's a CSV file. I need to tell StatKey which variable to use. We're going to use salary in millions. And I click on OK down here in the bottom right. And we can see that StatKey has actually placed the salary data in here in a dot plot. We can see that there are 862 baseball players, and this is the mean salary, $4.393 million, the median salary, $1.5 million, and a standard deviation of $5.91 million. So we're going to begin with sample sizes of 2. So I've changed this option up here to be 2. We can make that different numbers, and the students will be changing that throughout the activity. And now I'm going to click on Generate One Sample, and we can see that the sample mean for those 2 that were selected was 1.065, and if I click on Show Data Table, we can see the salary of the 2 players that were selected were $1.58 million and $0.55 million. And it's a little hard to see here, but both of those values are here. They're just really close to each other and they overlap. Let's generate another sample of 2 baseball salaries. So here we generated a salary of $4.1 million and a salary of $0.54 million. So if we look at the dot plot down here, we can see those 2 salaries a little more distinctly here, $4.1 million and $0.54 million. And notice the mean and median and standard deviation are being shown. And over here we have our 2 different sample means. Let's generate 10 samples and maybe another 10 samples and so on, and students would be doing this on their own, and eventually they would see a pattern being created. Clearly, with a sample of size 2, the sampling distribution is still skewed to the right. All right, but what if we had a sample size of, let's say, 10? Let's try that. It's still skewed to the right, but not as severely skewed to the right as a sample of size 2. Notice one of the nice features of StatKey is that if we click on one of these specific points, like here I've clicked on this one to the right, the average is shown over here along with the, in this case, 10 values that were used to create that particular sample mean. And then eventually my students get to sample sizes of 30, and they can see that once they get to a sample size of 30, that the sampling distribution for the sample mean is approximately normal. I also would encourage you to have your students follow the actual activity where they can list the sample size, the shape of the distribution, as well as the mean and the standard deviation for the sampling distribution, so that they can see that the standard deviation of the sampling distribution decreases as the sample size increases. If you have any questions about this, please feel free to contact me. My email is leenotero@gmail.com.